Hi. Okay, so I really want to talk about technology and electromagnetic pulsing and getting off Facebook and getting off these traps, because they send you into a loop in your mind. They actually create a noise distortion within your electromagnetic brain space, and they entrap you in a frequency space. And recently I deactivated my Facebook. I'm still on Instagram, but I don't go on it as much because I don't think it affects me anywhere near as much. But just getting, like, we've been switching our wireless off. Don't have data on my phone unless I really need it. And switching the computer off, taking more time out from the television. Once you become really aware of it, you actually can feel how it's affecting you. So it's really important to start to look at what this is actually doing. Do you actually sit there for so long on your phone, on Facebook, just scrolling? It is actually a freak, like, what we can't hear the frequency, and it's actually affecting us. It's infiltrating our mind so that we stay dormant and that we don't, facilitate our own self-growth. It's really interesting because, I don't know, I always think of, like, autistic children, and when I worked with them, you gave them an iPad to calm them down. And I always thought that was really interesting because there must be electromagnetic pulses that are firing off, right? And I don't know whether, I could say that it's a time loop, so possibly a pause in some way, or just some kind of noise distortion. But it's like, maybe not noise distortion, but it's something to do with the electromagnetic flares and neurons that are happening in the brain, and then they're in a loop instead. So likened to dementia, maybe, where you're in the loop. Something happens, life event, yeah, and then the electromagnetic pulses change, right? So when I'm looking at what keeps us dormant, if that's keeping them calm and focused, then there's dormant frequencies that are heading into their electromagnetic zone. That's just it's an interesting one. But I guess, like, that is a good way to explain it. So it's really important to be aware of how much you're actually using the internet, how much you're on it, how much you're using, like, microwaves, anything that gives off a waveform. We think, oh yeah, this is great, this is a great invention. And I know that since getting off Facebook, for my personal use, I only use it for business use, is like I just don't sit on it as much. And I've been turning my computer off, like switching it off. And it's definitely helping me ascend and, feel lighter and grow, and just have, like, that spiritual growth that I wasn't having before. So just, like, really keep it in mind that if you are feeling a bit dormant, switch all that off. And, they say, like, get out into nature. There's nothing better than that. Like, I went out and just sat among some trees today, and, like, the flow of thought was just incredible. And you're more able to flow that thought around. You know, if you stay in the same place, I know when I was in a really bad space, anxiety, depression, panic attacks, like I didn't leave the house. And I know that you do get into that trap, you get into that loop. And once again, like, so much of it is electromagnetic energy. And, you know, we hear of like geometric forces under houses and how it can cause problems. But also, like, where is a phone tower? You know, like, where's that near your house? Those kind of things. It can really affect us. So I just wanted to talk a bit about that because it's changed. Like, we turn our wireless off before we go to sleep and things like that. And I think it will make a huge difference in, like, how you feel and how you process and how you start feeling about everything in life. So, yeah, I just think it's a really important thing to keep in mind. I'll talk a bit more about the autism later because it's just something that started to pop up in my head, and I think it's really important to start venturing into this. And yeah, so I'll put up another video a bit later. Bye.